All right, so we're actually winding down on this new math unit we started during our virtual education. You've all finished the worksheets that I've given you, I hope, by this point, and maybe you've done some of the challenge work. So from now on, we'll be doing all math with this Volume 2 workbook. So we're on page 284 here in the workbook. If you have this at home, I hope you do, especially if you're in my class, is Volume 2 of Math Expressions. And we're here on, let's read these instructions together. So compare decimals. We are comparing numbers. In the same way we would if we had, a 2 and a 3. Which one is bigger? Que el número es muy grande. And we use these symbols. And yes, this is muy grande. This is bigger. So we say this one. The monster, the little monster, always wants to eat. This is a monster. Always wants to eat the bigger number, no? You can use your understanding of place value and the placement of zeros in decimal numbers to compare decimal numbers. So, the problem, which of these numbers is the greatest? El número la muy grande. 2.35, 2.3, or 2.4. So they, to solve this problem, they took these numbers and they lined them up like this, which I think is nice and smart, with the places aligned and the extra zeros added. They added a 0 in here to make it make sense. That's why it's in green here. With the places aligned and the extra zeros added, we can see which is greatest. So I think that's a really good technique. So if you don't have this workbook, no stress. You can take a piece of scrap paper. I'm going to do that. I'm going to model that. I do, actually, just because it's, no, that's not a good idea. I do think we should still write a title. So let's write this title here. Compare decimals is the title. And I want you to write in the symbols so you remember what we're comparing with. And the date here is April 6, 20. And actually, for some reason, question 1 is not called question 1. It's called question 7. So let's just write that in so you don't get confused. And it's 27.5 and a circle 8.37. So if you use their technique here, they tell you to take these numbers and to do, I would recommend to do this, to put grids like we did when we were adding and subtracting numbers in columns earlier in the year. And then you take the number and you put the decimal here. So I did the decimal. I put the 8 here. I put the 3 here. And this one actually has another number. So I'm going to put the 7 and then I'm going to add in, like in the example, I'm going to add in a 0. So this is a moment where I go, okay, well, they both have a decimal, good, and they both have tenths and hundredths. This one, both have ones, but this one, only this one has a tens. So this number is bigger. Esta es muy grande. And so I'm going to put the symbol in there. Okay, so let's look, we'll do one more together and the rest I think you can do on your own. So again, we'll copy here 8, 6.04, and 5.98. Put a circle here. And I want you to do their technique. I think their technique is really good, actually. 6.04 and put the lines in, even a separate little line for the decimal point. And this one. So now first copy the decimal point. And then it doesn't matter which one you copy. I mean, if you were really like crazy organized, you would cross it out. Like as you put the decimal in, cross it out. Then you put the 5 in, cross it out. And when I say crazy, I mean crazy in a great way. 9, put the tenths in, cross it out. And then 8 hundredths, cross it out. And now this is a little trickier. Okay. So they both have hundredths, good. They both have tenths, good. They both have a decimal point. But now we're here in the ones. Which number is bigger? Because they do not have tens. They both have ones. Well, they both have ones, but this is a bigger number. Esta es muy grande. So aquí. Okay? Alrighty, so you've got a bunch of questions like that here, 7, 8, 9, 10. I want you to try all of these on your own and take a photo, 11, 12, 13, 14, when you have finished, and you can check in with me in our small group or on the phone if you don't understand it. Let's try this one together. Francis measured some common insects. The table shows the lengths in centimeters. List the insects from longest to shortest. Longest. El muy grande. And esta es más... Short is más pequeña. My Spanish spelling. Pequeña, so spell. Lo siento. Yo estoy una estudiante de español. Okay, and then you need to compare over here. ¿Qué insecto es la muy grande? Which insect is the longest? Okay, and this is a tricky one. I would rewrite this if I were you. 2.00 as a decimal. So now, which one is the longest? I tell you now, the bumblebee is the longest. Bumblebee. Oh, no, bad teacher. I want you to copy this onto your worksheet. So over here, you would go, same as this one, number 15. Longest is bumblebee. And then I want you to have lines all the way to the shortest, which is the smallest one, the shortest one. Well, it's definitely one of these zeros. Looking at the tens. Okay, so 0.64 is bigger than 0.3. 0.32 is bigger than 0.3. So give that a try. And the very last question today is this one, number 16. Maya read about a stick insect. Those are real. That is 1.16 centimeters long. She compared the length with the lengths in the table. Maya says the mosquito is longer than the stick insect because 0.32 is greater than 0.16. Is Maya's reasoning correct? Explain. So this one too, I would like you to copy this onto your paper, or you can do it in your workbook if you have your workbook. 0.32 is greater than 0.16. So I would like you to write a complete sentence. Maya is boop. So you can say correct or incorrect because boop. Okay? All right, so that's the work for today, but I wanted to remind you of any challenge work, which really right now, if you wanted to go back to the Unit 6. So Unit 6 starts here. We did some videos on it, but it starts here on page 211. And it goes all the way here to page 246. So that's what I would like you to do for any challenge work. Unit 6. Please do not go to Unit 5 because we will be doing Unit 5 together. Alrighty. If you need me for anything, please give me a call. Over and out. Bye-bye.